Hi everybody, myself Karri Ravi. I am taking a mathematics class. So CBSE syllabus chapter triangles. Okay. So topic is introduction of triangle. First of all, listen some introduction part. So this whiteboard look like a one plane. So I am drawing one diagram that is a triangle. This is one triangle. Okay. So this is A point and B point and C point. This is triangle ABC. So first of all, definition of the triangle. This is a closed figure bounded with three line segment is called a triangle. Once again I will repeat. A closed figure bounded with three line segment is called a triangle. Okay, this is ABC triangle. It is completely closed figure. So a closed figure means it is a triangle. Triangle divides the plane into three parts. So this is complete external part and this is complete internal part and boundary part or on the part. So I will write that first one external part. Second one internal part and third one is boundary part. External means outside, internal means internal in, next boundary or on the part. For example, I am taking here one point. For example, I am taking this is O point. Where is the O point on the whiteboard means plane? The O point is outside of the triangle. Okay. So next I am taking one more point here, P point. Where is the P point means the P point is internal of the triangle means internal part. Next I am taking one more point here, I am taking X point. Where is the X point means the X point is on the triangle means on the boundary. So O is outside means external and P point is internal and X is boundary or on the part. Okay, this is external, internal, boundaries over. Next one, parts of triangle. Parts of triangle. So every triangle have some parts. So here total 9 parts. First one 3 vertices and second one 3 sides and third one is 3 angles. Okay, so in this diagram triangle ABC, 3 vertices. Which are the vertices means here A point, comma B point, comma C point. These 3 are vertices of the triangle. Next 3 sides. So 3 sides. So what are the 3 sides means AB one side, AB, comma BC another side, and next AC or CA, AC. These 3 are the sides of the triangle. So sometimes we are writing AB side is also correct or you write reverse BA also side correct. Next BC or CA, CB, AC and CA. These 3 are the sides. Next I am taking angles. Angles I will write here angle A. This is the angle A and angle B and angle C. Angle A I will write like angle CAB. CAB again is equal to reverse BAC also. BAC. So angle A can be written as angle CAB or angle BAC. CAB or BAC. Similarly, angle B is equal to. So angle B is equal to means angle ABC. Angle ABC is equal to angle next CBA. CBA and another one angle C is equal to angle C. Angle ACB. Angle ACB again it can be written as angle BCA. BCA. Hi everybody, myself Khadir Ravi. Next class, so similar triangles. Okay, first of all definition, we learn the definition congruent triangles. If any two triangles have the same shape and same size, such triangles are called congruent triangles. Once again, if any two triangles have the same shape and same size, such triangles are called congruent triangles. So I am taking here ABC triangle and another one is PQR triangles. So here first of all sides, AB side is equal to PQ side, and after that BC side is equal to QR side. Next after that AC side is equal to PR side. So these sides are equal. Similarly angles, angle A equal to angle P. Next angle B is equal to angle Q. Next angle C is equal to angle R. So here the shapes and size are equal. That's why these two triangles are called congruent triangles. It is denoted by triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. This symbol indicates the congruent triangle, congruent symbol. Next come to similar triangles. If any two triangles have same shape but not size, such triangles are called similar triangles. If any two triangles have the same shape but not size, such triangles are called similar triangles. So here first of all ABC triangle, another one also PQR triangle. So ABC triangle is similar to PQR triangle. Okay. Next, if any two triangles are similar, they follow the two conditions. First one, their corresponding angles are equal. Once again, first condition, their corresponding angles are equal. Means in these two triangles, angle A is equal to angle P, and angle B is equal to angle Q, and angle C is equal to angle R. Right? Angle A is equal to angle P, next angle B is equal to angle Q, and angle C is equal to angle R. And second condition, their corresponding sides are in the same ratio or proportion. So here AB side by PQ side and BC side by QR side and AC side by PR side. Okay, these sides also ratio, their corresponding sides are in the same ratio or proportion. So complete we take its value is equal to any one constant, means k I am taking. So here if k is greater than 1, we get enlarge the figures. If k is equal to 1, we get congruent figures, means complete congruent figures. If k is less than 1, we get reduced figures. Everybody, myself Kari Ravi. Some important questions like 1 mark questions or choose the answers like that. First one, all circles are dash, congruent or similar. So its answer is similar. Second question, all squares are dash, similar or congruent. So second one answer is similar. Next, third question, all dash triangles are similar, isosceles or equilateral. So its answer is equilateral. Fourth question, two polygons of the same number of sides are similar if, first question, their corresponding angles are dash, and B question, their corresponding sides are dash. So answer here equal or proportional. So first one answer is equal, second one answer is proportional.
Hi everybody, this is Karya Ravi. I am taking the mathematics class CBSE syllabus theorem 6.1 basic proportionality theorem or Thales theorem. The theorem statement: if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other two sides in distinct points, the other two sides are divided in the same ratio.
Okay, basic proportionality theorem or Thales theorem. So given that here in triangle ABC, here DE is parallel to BC and DE intersect sides AB and AC at D point and E point respectively. That is given. Next, required to prove, that is AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. That is the required to prove. Next, here we are taking one construction. So join B point and E point, that is BE, and D point to C point, that is CD, and then draw DM is perpendicular to AC and NE is perpendicular to AB. Next proof. In triangle ADE, about triangle, and in triangle BDE, in these two triangles, we are taking area of triangle ADE by area of triangle BDE. General area of triangle formula half into base into height. Here in triangle ADE, base I am taking AD and height will comes, that is NE. So here area of triangle ADE is equal to half into base, that is AD, into height, that is NE, by area of triangle BDE is equal to half into base. Here I am taking DB into height, that is NE. So here one important condition: in obtuse angled triangle, height will comes outside of the triangle. So I am taking BDE triangle. This is obtuse angled triangle at D point. Compulsory height will comes outside of the triangle, that is NE. Okay, so NE here. Next, again here half cancel and NE is cancelled. Remaining area of triangle ADE by area of triangle BDE is equal to remaining AD by DB. And we are taking cross multiplication, like area of triangle ADE is equal to area of triangle BDE into AD by DB. This is I am taking equation number 1. And continue. In triangle ADE triangle, and in triangle CDE triangle. Again area of triangle AD by area of triangle CDE. So here area of triangle ADE half into base into height. Here base I am taking AE and height, that is DM. And in triangle CDE, so in triangle half into base into height, base that is EC, height that is also DM. Here in obtuse angled triangle, height will comes outside of the triangle. So here DEC, here E point, obtuse angle here, so height will comes, that is outside DM. Okay na. So here area of triangle ADE by area of triangle CDE is equal to, here half cancel, DM cancel, remaining AE by AC. So cross multiplication, area of triangle ADE is equal to area of triangle CDE into AE by AC. I am taking, this is equation number 2. From 1 and 2 we get, here LHS are equal. So I am taking RHS values, that is equal. Area of triangle BDE is into AD by DB is equal to area of triangle CDE into AE by AC. I am taking equation number 3. Here triangle BDE triangle and CDE, these two triangles are on the same base, that is DE, and between the parallel lines, that is BC and DE. Here DE and BC, these two lines are parallel. Okay, this area are equal. So area of triangle BDE is equal to area of triangle CDE. I am taking equation number 4. Substitute equation 4 in equation 3. We get area of triangle CDE. In this place I will write area of triangle CDE into again same AD by DB is equal to area of CD is equal to AE by EC same. So here left side right side same, area of triangle CDE, area of triangle CDE cancel, remaining AD by DB is equal to AE by AC. So this is the required to prove, and prove.
Hi everyone, this is Kare Ravi. Now we are going to converse theorem of basic proportionality theorem. Theorem statement is, if a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then the lines is parallel to the third side.
All are given in triangle ABC, a line DE is drawn such that AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. I am taking equation number 1. So here triangle ABC, DE is parallel to BC is given. Next, required to proof, DE is parallel to BC. Proof, let assume that DE is not parallel to BC. Then draw the line BE dash is parallel to BC. I am taking another line, that is DE dash is parallel to BC. Okay, so as per basic proportional to theorem or Thales theorem, AD by DB is equal to AE dash by E dash C. So this is equation number 2. So from equation 1 and 2 we are getting here LHS are equal. So that's why RHS values are equal. That is AE by EC is equal to AE dash by E dash C. Add 1 on both sides. So AE by EC plus 1 is equal to AE dash by E dash C plus 1. So we are taking here LCM. AE plus EC by EC is equal to AE dash plus E dash C by AC. So here as per diagram, AE plus EC, observe here AE plus EC, complete I am taking the AC. So AC by AC, here also AE dash plus E dash C is equal to complete I am taking the AC, AC by E dash C. So here numerator on both sides AC, AC will cancel, remaining 1 by EC is equal to 1 by E dash C. So cross multiplication we are getting E dash C is equal to EC. So its meaning these are equal. Therefore E and E dash must coincide. E and E dash must coincide. Going to first question, 6.2 exercise. In figure 6.17, first question and second question, DE is parallel to BC. Find EC in first question and AD in second question. Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Teaching of Ravi. My name is Hari Ravi. ABC is a triangle, DE is parallel to BC already given. So some values are also given in the question. AD is equal to 1.5 centimeter, BD is equal to 3 centimeter, A equal to 1 centimeter. So find the EC value. So as per basic proportional to theorem or Thales theorem, AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. So already here. So substitute values, so AD value 1.5 centimeter, DB is equal to 3 centimeter, AE is equal to 1 centimeter and EC value is not there. So here simplification. So here point here removing 15 by 3 into 10. Why we are writing here 10 means, so after point 1 digit is there, you write in the denominator 10. Okay, so cancellation 3 1 ja, 3 5 ja, again 5 1 ja, 5 2 ja is equal to 1 by EC. So numerator 1 by 1 into 2 2, 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by EC. So cross multiplication, EC into 1 means EC is equal to 1 into 2, 1 into 2. Therefore EC is equal to 2 centimeter. Okay. Second question, ABC triangle, here DE is parallel to BC. Already given DE parallel to BC. Next, AD value is required. And BD is equal to 7.2 centimeter, A equal to 1.8 centimeter, EC is equal to 5.4 centimeter. same as per basic proportional to theorem or Thales theorem. So AD by DB is equal to AE by EC already here. So AD value is not there, so that is the required value. AD by DB is equal to 7.22 centimeter, AE value 1.8 centimeter, and EC is equal to 5.4 centimeter. So AD is equal to cross multiplication 1.8 by 5.4 into 7.2. Again next AD is equal to 18 by 10, means I am removing the point here, 18 by 10, and again here 10 by 54, means point removing here, and into 72 by 10. So first of all cancellation, 18 1 ja, 18 3 ja, 10 1 ja, 10 1 ja cancel. Next 5 2 5 ja 10, 2 12 ja, 3 1 ja, 3 24 ja. Next 2 5 ja, 2 12 ja. So last final AD is equal to 12 by 5. 12 by 5 means again 5 1 ja, next 5 4 ja 20. So AD is equal to 2.4 centimeter. Hi everybody, myself Kare Ravi. Okay, next chapter, next similar triangles. So first exercise number 8.1, first question. First I will read the question. In triangle PQR, ST is a line such that PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR, and also angle PST is equal to angle PRQ. Prove that triangle PQR is isosceles triangle. Okay, so here given that triangle PQR is given, and also PS by ST is equal to PT by TR already given, and one more condition also, angle PST is equal to angle PRQ. These two angles are equal already given. So from the given conditions we know that ST is parallel to QR as per basic proportional to theorem. So here corresponding angles are equal. For example, we are taking this is one line, this is one line, this is transversal. ST parallel QR and PQ is transversal. These two angles are corresponding angles. So corresponding angles are equal. So angle PST is equal to angle PQR. These two angles are corresponding angles. Okay, I am taking this is equation number 1. But already one condition is given, that is angle PST is equal to angle PRQ. This is equation number 2. So from first and second equations we get LHS are equal. So I am taking RHS values are also equal. Angle QR is equal to angle PRQ. So these two angles here in the diagram PQR and PRQ, these two angles equal. So complete this is the triangle PQR is an isosceles triangle. Hi everybody, myself Kare Ravi. Next exercise 8.1, second problem. First I will read the question. In the given figure, LM is parallel to BC and LN is parallel to CD. Prove that AM by AB is equal to AN by AD. Okay, come to the diagram. So this is a diagram, second question. So here given that LM is parallel to BC. These two lines are parallel, and also NL and CD. These two lines are parallel. These two lines are parallel already indicated here, and these two lines are parallel. Okay, required to prove what? AM by AB is equal to AN by AD. AM by AB is equal to AN by AD. These two lines like this. Okay, proof here. So in triangle ABC, observe here ABC, above triangle, and LM is parallel to BC. LM is parallel to BC. As per basic proportional to theorem or Thales theorem, what we write AL by AC is equal to AM by AB. Okay, the basic proportional to theorem AL by AC is equal to AM by AB. This is I am taking equation 1. Next, same in second triangle. In a triangle ACD. ACD means below triangle I am taking. Here also LN is parallel to CD. These two lines are parallel. Again basic proportional to theorem or Thales theorem. What AL by AC is equal to AN by AD. I am taking this is equation number 2. So from first equation and second equation we are getting LHS values are equal. AL by AC, here also AL by AC. So equal, I am taking right side values, right RHS values. AM by AB is equal to AN by AD. This is the required value. So hence proved. Hi everybody, myself Karri Ravi. Next exercise 8.1 second problem. First I will read the question. In the given figure, LM is parallel to BC and LN is parallel to CD. Prove that AM by AB is equal to AN by AD. Okay, come to the diagram. So this is a diagram, second question. So here given that LM is parallel to BC. These two lines are parallel, and also NL and CD. These two lines are parallel. These two lines are parallel, already indicated here, and these two lines are parallel. Okay, required to prove what AM by AB is equal to AN by AD. AM by AB is equal to AN by AD. These two lines like this. Okay, proof here. So in triangle ABC, observe here ABC, above triangle, and LM is parallel to BC. LM is parallel to BC. As per basic proportional to theorem or Thales theorem, what we write AL by AC is equal to AM by AB. Okay, the basic proportional to theorem AL by AC is equal to AM by AB. This is I am taking equation 1. Next, same in second triangle. In a triangle ACD. ACD means below triangle I am taking. Here also LN is parallel to CD. These two lines are parallel. Again basic proportional to theorem or Thales theorem. What AL by AC is equal to AN by AD. I am taking this is equation number 2. So from first equation and second equation we are getting LHS values are equal. AL by AC, here also AL by AC. So equal, I am taking right side values, right RHS values. AM by AB is equal to AN by AD. This is the required value. So hence proved. Hi everybody, this is Karri Ravi. Next 8.1 exercise, third problem. So given that, first I will read the question. In the given figure, DE is parallel to AC and DF is parallel to AE. Prove that BF by FE is equal to BE by EC. Okay. So answer, first of all, given that here DE is parallel to AC, DE is parallel to AC. Okay, these two lines are parallel, and DF is parallel to AE. DF is parallel to AE, already mentioned in the figure. Okay, required to prove BF by
FE, BF by FE is equal to BE by EC, BE by EC, sorry. Okay, that is the required to prove. Okay, in triangle ABC, in triangle ABC, DE is parallel to AC, DE is parallel to AC. These two lines are parallel. So as per basic proportional to theorem or Thales theorem, BE by EC is equal to BD by AD. So I am taking this is equation 1. Next, in triangle ABE, left side triangle only. So DF is parallel to AE. DF is parallel to AE. So again, as per basic proportional to theorem or Thales theorem, BF by FE is equal to BD by AD. So this is equation number 2. So first equation, second equation from 1 and we get to here RHS values are equal. BD by AD is equal to BD by AD. RHS values are equal. I am taking LHS values are equal. That is BE by EC. BE by EC is equal to BF by FE. So interchanging the terms we get to BF by FE is equal to BE by EC. This is the answer. Hence proved. Hi everyone, myself Kari Ravi. If you want notes, join us on Telegram. If you ask any doubt, ask me on Instagram. If you want to demand any video, you demand on email. We are back. In this video, we are learn two topics. First one is types of triangles. Second one is properties of triangles. Okay, in this video, first one types of triangles. So total 6 types of triangles are there. So as per sides 3 triangles and as per angles 3 triangles are there. So here as per sides 3 are. First one is equilateral triangle and second one is isosceles triangle and third one is scalene triangle. Okay, first one equilateral triangle, second one isosceles triangle, third one is scalene triangle. Equilateral triangle means in which triangles all sides are equal, that is equilateral triangle. In which triangle all sides are equal, that is equilateral triangle. So first I am taking one diagram. This is a triangle. Okay, this is A, B and C. So AB side and BC side and AC sides, all sides are equal. For example, I am indicating this is side, this is side, this is side. AB I am taking for example 5 centimeter and BC also compulsory 5 centimeter and AC also compulsory 5 centimeter. Here all sides are equal, that is equilateral triangle. AB is equal to BC is equal to AC. So here I will write AB side is equal to BC is equal to CA or AC. All sides are equal, that is 5 centimeter. And the second one is isosceles triangle. In which triangle any two sides are equal, that is isosceles triangle. In which triangle any two sides are equal, that is isosceles triangle. Okay, diagram I will take. This is triangle. Here I am taking PQR. For example, next this is PQR triangle. PQR. So PQ side is equal to PR side. In this diagram, these two sides are equal. That is PQ is equal to PR, PQ is equal to, next PR, 1 minute, PR. Here two sides are equal, that is isosceles triangle. First one, equilateral triangle means all sides are equal. Isosceles triangle means any two sides are equal. Next, third one, scalene triangle. In scalene triangle means all sides are not equal, or any two sides are not equal, that is scalene triangle. Scalene triangle means all sides are not equal, or any two sides are not equal, that is scalene triangle. Okay, scalene triangle. This is the scalene triangle. X, Y, Z. Here X, Y measurement is different. X, Z measurement also different, and Y, Z measurement also different. So here all sides are not equal, or any two sides are not equal, that is scalene triangle. So here X, Y is not equal to Y, Z is not equal to Z, X. This is scalene triangle. Once again, as per sides, three triangles. First one, equilateral triangle. Second one, isosceles triangle, and third one, scalene triangle. So equilateral triangle means all sides are equal. Simple. All sides are equal, that is equilateral triangle. Example, here I am taking 5 cm, 5 cm, 5 cm like that. Not exactly 5 in other cases. AB is equal to BC is equal to CA. This is equilateral triangle. Second one is PQR triangle, means that is isosceles triangle. This is first one, equilateral triangle, and this is second one, ABC equilateral triangle, PQR isosceles triangle, and third one, this is scalene triangle, XYZ. This is scalene triangle. Okay, next come to as per angles. That there are three triangles. First one, acute angled triangle. Second one, right angled triangle, and third one, obtuse angled triangle. Once again, acute angled triangle. First one, second one, right angled triangle, and third one, obtuse angled triangle. Okay, I will take the diagrams. First one, acute angled triangle means in which triangle any angle compulsory less than 90. For example, diagram, draw the diagram. So A, B, C. Angle A, angle B, and angle C. So sum of three angles 180. Okay. So each angle is must be less than 90 degrees. Each angle is less than 90 degrees. So for example, I am taking this is 60 degree, this is 70 degree, and this is 50 degree, like this. So each one here less than 90 degrees. That is acute angled triangle. ABC triangle in ABC triangle, angle A 60, angle B 70, angle C 50 degrees. So here each angle must be 90 degrees. That is acute angled triangle. And the second one, right angled triangle means in which triangle any one angle is must be 90 degrees. That is right angled triangle. Here this is the diagram. X, Y, Z. So here angle Y exactly 90 degrees, and angle X and angle Z are less than 90 degrees. Means X value, Y value compulsory less than 90 degrees, and only Y is equal to 90 degrees. So this is the second one, that is right angled triangle. And come to obtuse angled triangle. In which triangle any one angle is more than 90 degrees, that is obtuse angled triangle. Okay, this is the diagram. Okay, this is a PQR triangle. Here angle Q is more than 90 degrees. That is obtuse angled triangle. Here angle Q is greater than 90 degrees. Here angle Y is equal to exactly 90 degrees. Here all angles must be less than 90 degrees. This is obtuse angled triangle, right angled triangle and acute angled triangle. Once again I will repeat. As per angles 3. First one acute angled triangle. So this is acute angled triangle means in which triangle any one angle is less than 90 degrees, that is acute angled triangle. Right angled triangle means in which triangle any one angle is exactly 90 degrees, that is right angled triangle. In which triangle any one angle is more than 90 degrees, that is obtuse angled triangle. Here angle Q is greater than 90 and angle P and angle Q, these two are less than 90. Angle P and angle are less than 90 degrees. Here angle X and angle Z also less than 90 degrees. Here each angle also less than 90 degrees. So this is types of triangles. Okay. Now continuation. Second topic, that is properties of triangles. Total 8 conditions are there. First one, sum of 3 interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Okay, condition I will repeat once again. Sum of 3 interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Or sum of 3 interior angles of a triangle is 2 right angles. Or sum of 3 interior angles of a triangle is 1 straight angle. So same both are. Once again, sum of 3 interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees, or sum of 3 interior angles of a triangle is 2 right angles, or sum of 3 interior angles of a triangle is 1 straight angle. Okay, I will check. This is a triangle ABC. Okay. Angle A I am taking 60 degrees and angle B I am taking 70 degrees and angle C is equal to 50 degrees. A value 60 degrees, B value 70 degrees and C value 50 degrees. So sum of 3 interior angles of a triangle 60 plus 70 plus 50 is equal to how much? 60 plus 70 plus 50 is equal to 180 degrees. Or 2 right angles. 2 right angles. Right angles means 90 degree. 2 right angles means 90 plus 90 is equal to 180 degrees. Or another one, 1 straight angle. Straight angle means exactly 180 degrees. That's why I am taking 1 straight angle. Okay. So here in this triangle ABC triangle, this is which type of triangle means? This is ABC triangle. Which type of triangle means? Acute angled triangle, because each angle is less than 90 degrees. So according to angles. And this is which type of triangle means? This is scalene triangle, because all sides are different. Means any two sides are not equal. Okay. So here 60 plus 70 plus 50 is equal to 180 degrees. This is the first properties of the triangle. And come to second one. So interior angles I am taking. What about exterior angles? So for example, I will extension BC side. We get
exterior angle, one exterior angle. Again I am extending AC line like this. So we get one more exterior angles. Again AB extended up to some. Again we get one exterior angles. So this is one exterior angle, this is one exterior angle, and another one exterior angle. So example, this is one straight line. Here how much? 50 degree, and remaining angle is how much? Here exactly sum of these two angles 180 degree. Means here already 50 is there. Remaining how much? 130 degrees. So here 60 is there. Remaining 120 degrees. Here 70 is there. Remaining 110 degrees is there. So second condition. Sum of sum of three exterior angles of a triangle is 360 degrees. Once again, sum of three exterior angles of a triangle is 360 degrees. Or sum of three exterior angles of a triangle is 4 right angles. Or sum of three exterior angles of a triangle, 2 straight angles. 4 right angles or 2 straight angles are 360 degrees. So here 120 degrees, that is exterior angle, 110 that is exterior angle, and 130 is exterior angle. I will add 120 plus 130 plus 110. 0, 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 1, 6, 1 plus 1 plus 1. So total 360 degrees. Once again, sum of three exterior angles of a triangle is 360 degrees, or sum of three exterior angles of a triangle is 4 right angle. 4 right angle means 4 into 90, that is equal to 360. Again, once again, sum of three exterior angles of a triangle is 2 straight angles. 2 straight angles means 2 into 180 is equal to 360 degrees. So, okay, continuation, third point and fourth point. Okay, third one, sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Once again, sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Okay, I will take the diagram. This is the triangle ABC. I am taking ABC triangle. ABC triangle. What is the condition? Sum of any two sides. For example, I am taking AB plus BC. I will write here AB side plus BC side. What is given? Sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side, that is AC. Sum of any two sides is greater than the third side, or I am writing reverse. BC plus AC is greater than AB. This is also correct. And one more thing, AB plus BC is greater than AB plus BC already is there. AB plus AC, sorry. AB plus AC is greater than BC. AB plus BC is greater than AC. And the second one, BC plus AC is greater than AB. And the third one, AB plus AC is greater than BC. This is the third condition. Sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. This is the third condition. Next, come to fourth condition. The difference between any two sides of a triangle is less than the third side. Once again, the difference between any two sides of a triangle is less than the third side. So here we are taking differences. Differences AB minus AC. So here AB minus AC is less than
AB minus BC is less than AC. AB minus BC is less than AC. And second one, BC minus AC is less than the AB. And the third one is AB minus AC is less than BC. Okay, I will take some different bits. Okay, fourth one. The difference between any two sides of a triangle is less than the third side. So in this diagram, ABC triangle, AB minus BC is less than AC, and BC minus AC is less than AB. And also AB minus AC is less than BC. This is the fourth condition. Once again I will repeat third one and the fourth one. Sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Next, the difference between any two sides of a triangle is less than the third side. Okay, I will repeat first one, second one and the third, fourth. First one is what? Sum of any three interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees, or sum of three interior angles of a triangle is two right angles, or sum of any three angles of a triangle is one straight angle. Second condition is sum of any three exterior angles of a triangle is 360 degrees, or four right angles or two straight angles. And third condition, sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. And fourth one is the difference between any two sides of a triangle is less than the third side. Okay, now next one. Okay, fifth property, exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of two opposite interior angles. Once again I will repeat. Exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of two opposite interior angles. Okay, exterior angle is equal to sum of two opposite interior angles. Okay, I will draw that. This is the triangle ABC triangle. So I am taking here angle C, exterior angle. Okay, for example I am taking a D point. ACD is exterior angle. Exterior angle is equal to sum of two opposite interior angles. So here angle A interior and angle B also interior. Here angle C means ACD is equal to exterior angles. Here I will write here angle ACD is equal to angle A plus angle B. This is the property. Once again, exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of two opposite interior angles. This is the fifth condition, means property. Once again, exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of two opposite interior angles. Next condition, that is sixth one, in equilateral triangle. Equilateral means already we know that all sides are equal, angles are equal. That is the condition. In equilateral triangle, all sides are equal and all angles are equal. That is sixth condition. Okay, in equilateral triangle, all sides are equal and all angles are equal. This is the sixth condition. I will repeat once again fifth and sixth. Exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of two opposite interior angles. And sixth one, in equilateral triangle, all sides are equal and all angles are equal. So here equilateral triangle I will draw here. This is equilateral triangle example I am taking. Angle A, angle B, angle C. This is angle A and angle B and angle C. For example, AB is equal to BC is equal to C. All sides are equal. I am taking example 6 centimeter, 6 centimeter and 6 centimeter. Example I am taking. Example only. Not exactly 6 centimeter. AB is equal to BC is equal to CA is equal to 6 centimeter. Means all sides are equal. And angle A exactly in equilateral triangle compulsory 60 degree, 60 degree, 60 degree. For example, 61 degree is there, it is not a equilateral triangle. Maybe that is acute angle triangle or scalene triangle or right angle triangle. Okay, here equilateral triangle means exactly angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to exactly 60 degrees. So here exterior angles also, here 120 plus here 120 plus here 120. 120 plus 120 plus 120 are 360 degrees. Exterior angles are 360 degrees. Okay na? Next once again repeat first one. Properties again once again I will repeat. Sum of three interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees or two right angles or one straight angle. Once again, sum of three interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees or two right angles or one straight angle. This is the first one. Second one, sum of three exterior angles of a triangle is 360 degrees or four right angles or two straight angles. That is the second one. Third one, sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Once again, sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. That is the third one. Fourth one, the difference between any two sides is less than the third side. Sum of means greater than, difference means less than. And fifth condition, exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of two opposite interior angles. So that is the fifth one. And sixth condition, in equilateral triangle all angles are equal and all sides are equal. Next condition, next property, seventh and eighth. So seventh property, in isosceles triangle equal sides opposite angles are equal. That is seventh condition. In isosceles triangle equal sides opposite angles are equal. First I will take isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle means what? Any two sides are equal. This is A point to B point to C point. So here AB side is equal to AC sides. AB side is equal to AC side. Here what? In isosceles triangle equal sides here which are AB is equal to AC. Right here AB is equal to AC. These two equal sides. Equal sides opposite angles are equal. So AB side opposite angle is what? Angle C. So here angle C is equal to. And AC side opposite angle, that is B. So here angle B. Okay, that is angle C is equal to angle B. So once again, in isosceles triangle equal sides opposite angles are equal. That is seventh condition. Next, eighth condition. In isosceles triangle, it's reverse. Equal angles opposite sides are equal. So here I am taking another triangle, that is PQR. PQR is isosceles triangle. So first of all here equal angles. angle Q is equal to angle R. So I will write angle Q is equal to angle R. Its opposite side. Angle Q opposite side is what to PR. Here PR is equal to angle R opposite side is what to PQ. Okay. So here PQ is equal to PR is equal to PQ or PQ is equal to PR. Once again I will repeat. In isosceles triangle, equal angles opposite sides are equal. It's opposite this one, it's opposite this one. Seventh condition opposite eighth one, eighth condition opposite seventh one. Okay, I will repeat all properties. First one. Sum of three interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees or two right angles or one straight angle. Now second one, sum of three exterior angles of a triangle is 360 degrees or four right angles or two straight angles, that is 360. Next third condition, sum of any two sides is greater than the third side. Sum of any two sides is greater than the third side. And fourth one, the difference between any two sides is less than the third side. Next, fifth one, exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of its opposite two interior angles. Next one, in equilateral triangle all sides are equal and all angles are equal. Next, seventh condition, in isosceles triangle equal sides opposite angles are equal. And last one, in isosceles triangle equal angles opposite sides are equal.
Hi everyone, this is very important. If you are interested to join our group that is Teachings of Ravi, please contact us on email. Email ID is contact.teachingsofravi@gmail.com. It is displayed on the screen.
Hi everyone, myself Kari Ravi. Some important points. If you want notes, join us on Telegram. Search for Teachings of Ravi. If you have any doubt, ask on Instagram. Search for Teachings of Ravi. If you want to demand any video, demand on mail. info.teachingsofravi@gmail.com. Links are given below. We are back. Yesterday we are complete types of triangles and properties of triangles yesterday over. Today we are discuss numbers and types of numbers. A number means definition of number. A number is formed with digit. Once again, a number is formed with digit. How many digits are there? What are the numbers? Total there are 10 digits are there. So they are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are called digits. Total 10 digits are there. Once again, a number is formed with a digit and there are 10 digits 0 to 9. Today we are discussing types of numbers. There are so many types of numbers are there, like natural number, whole number, integers, quotient numbers, real numbers, irrational numbers, like that. So first of all we are discussing the natural numbers. Natural numbers means countable numbers are called natural numbers. Once again, countable numbers are called natural numbers. It is denoted by capital letter N. Okay, N is equal to natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. Up to how much means we don't know. There are infinitive are there. So in the natural number set, least natural number is 1 and biggest natural number is we are countable. Means we cannot say that bigger natural number. There are infinitive numbers are there. That's why we can't say the bigger number in the natural number set. Okay, once again I will repeat. Natural numbers means countable numbers are called natural numbers. It is denoted by capital letter N. So N is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So here in the natural number set, least number is 1 and biggest number is undefined. We can't say. Next, another one is whole numbers. Whole number set. So 0 is included to natural numbers. It is called whole numbers. Once again, 0 is included to natural numbers. It is called whole numbers. So it is denoted by W. W is equal to set 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So in the whole numbers set, 0 is the smallest number and biggest number in whole number set is we can't say. But in the natural number set, least number is 1. So biggest number we don't know. Similarly, whole numbers set is the smallest is the 0 and biggest is uncountable. Okay, next. Okay, next third one, integer set. Already first one natural number set over, second one whole number set is over. Natural numbers means countable numbers are called natural numbers. So second one whole numbers means 0 is included to natural number, that is whole number set over. Next third one, integer set. It is denoted by I or Z. So here Z or I is equal to set of here negative numbers. So many negative numbers are there, comma -3, comma -2, comma -1, comma 0, comma 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma and so on infinitive. So in that set, negative numbers are there and positive numbers are there, including 0 also is there. So here it is denoted by number line. So in middle 0, next right side complete positive number 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Left side negative numbers -1, -2, -3, -4 and so many are there. So here one important topic to first of all preceding number. Next one, successive number. Preceding number means before number, successive number means after number. Just example, preceding number of -4. Preceding means before number, means that is what -5 is there. Next, successive number of -4 is after number, that is -3. Here -4 preceding number -5. Next -5 after number means -3. Here these two are important. It's after. Next one, fourth one, positive numbers. Next, fifth one, negative numbers. Positive numbers means integers numbers with plus symbols are called positive numbers. Positive number means integers numbers with plus symbols, that is positive numbers. Here I will write here +1, +2, +3, +4, and so on. These are all called positive numbers. Sometimes we are called natural numbers. All positive numbers are called natural numbers. So generally we are writing like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. These are all called positive numbers. Integers numbers with plus symbol, those are positive numbers. Here +1, +2, +3, +4 and so on. So particularly plus symbol need not to mention to the number. Next here generally we are writing 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Next number set, negative number set. Integers with minus symbol, those are negative numbers. These are writing like negative numbers -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. These are the negative numbers. Next, here in the negative numbers, which is the smallest means we don't know. Which is the biggest means -1 is the biggest. Next, in the positive numbers, +1 is the least number, means 1 is the least number, and biggest means we don't know. Okay, next. Okay, next one, even numbers. Already natural number, whole number, integers over. Next after that, even numbers. Next, odd numbers, prime numbers, composite numbers. So here even numbers means which number is exactly divisible with 2, such numbers are called even numbers. Once again definition, even number means which number is exactly divisible with 2, such numbers are called even numbers. So it is denoted by E is equal to 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. In that even numbers, there are two types, positive even numbers and negative even numbers. Once again, positive even numbers, negative even numbers. Positive even numbers means +2, +4, +6, +8, and so on. Negative even numbers means -2, -4, -6, -8, and so on. These are the negative even numbers. These are the positive even numbers. But here 0 is not a positive number, 0 is not a negative number, 0 is unique. So maximum 0 is even number, but it is not a positive, it is not a negative, 0. Next, after that, odd numbers. Odd numbers, O is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. Definition of odd number means which number is not exactly divisible with 2, such numbers are called odd numbers. Which number is not exactly divisible with 2, such numbers are called odd numbers. So odd numbers also two types. Next, positive odd numbers, negative odd numbers. Positive odd numbers, +1, +3, +5, +7, and so on. Negative odd numbers, -1, -3, -5, -7, and so on. So these are the positive odd numbers, these are the negative odd numbers. Next, come to the prime numbers. Prime number very important, and also composite number also very important. Prime numbers means which number have only 2 factors. They are 1 and itself are called prime numbers. Which number have only 2 factors. They are 1 and itself are called prime numbers. Once again I will repeat the definition. Which number have only 2 factors. They are 1 and itself. Such numbers are called prime numbers. So prime numbers denoted by P is equal to 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and so on. So here particularly one important concept point is there. 2 is called even prime number. 2 is called even prime number. 2 is called even prime number, and remaining are also generally prime numbers, but particularly 2 is called even prime number. Next one, after that, composite number. Composite number means which number have at least 3 factors. Which number have at least 3 factors, or which number have more than 2 factors. Such numbers are called composite numbers. Composite number definition once again. Which number have at least 3 factors or more than 2 factors. Such numbers are called composite number. Composite numbers example: 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, and so on. In these composite numbers, even number also here and odd numbers also is there. So for example, you take 4 factors. Factors are 4. 1 and 2 and 4. Next you take 6 factors 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 6. Here observe the definition. At least 3 factors 1, 2, 3 or more than 2 factors. Such numbers are called composite number. So in the composite number, 4 is the smallest composite number and biggest composite means we don't know. Here also prime numbers, smallest prime number is 2, biggest prime number means we don't know. How many prime numbers also? How many prime numbers we don't know. Just smallest and biggest. Next next one, quotient numbers are rational numbers. Quotient numbers are rational numbers. So rational numbers or quotient numbers means which number is in the form of p by q. Such numbers are called quotient numbers or rational numbers. Which number is in the form of p by q? Such numbers are called rational numbers or quotient numbers. It is denoted by capital Q. So is equal to examples 1 by 2 comma minus 1 by 2 comma 3 by 4 comma and so on and so on. These are the quotient numbers. Once again definition. Which number is in the form of p by q? Such numbers are called quotient numbers or rational numbers. P by q, where q not equal to 0 and p comma q belongs to z. This symbol indicates belongs to. Belongs to means that number is in the given set. Okay, belongs to means that number is in that set. Okay, p by q form q not equal to 0 comma p comma q belongs to z. That are rational numbers are quotient numbers. Once again definition. Which number is in the form of p by q? Such numbers are called rational numbers. Where p belongs to z and q not equal to 0 and p comma q belongs to z. Those are the rational numbers or quotient numbers. Example 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 and so on. Simple quotient numbers means fractions. Just simple. Next one, irrational numbers. Irrational numbers means it's opposite, quite opposite. Irrational numbers means which number is not in p by q form. Such numbers are called irrational numbers. Which numbers is not in p by q form. Such numbers are called quotient numbers. Which number is not in p by q form? Where q not equal to 0 comma p comma q belongs to z. It is denoted by q dash is equal to root 2 comma root 3 comma root 5 comma root 6 comma root 7 comma root 8 comma root 10 and so on. Here root 1 is natural number. Next here root 4 is rational number or quotient number. Root 4 is equal to, it is a perfect square number. Root 4 is equal to root 2 into 2. So it is equal to 2. Next here root 9 also rational number. Root 9 is equal to root 3 into 3 means we get 3. It is a rational number. Okay, next one, real numbers. First of all, natural number, whole number, integers, quotient numbers, irrational numbers, composite number, prime number over. After that, real numbers. Real number means a group of all numbers is called real numbers. Real number means a group of all numbers. All numbers. So real number is denoted by capital R is equal to set of natural number set union, whole number set union, integer set union, rational number set union, irrational number set. A group of all numbers is called real numbers set. Its symbol union. It is called union. Union means a group of things. Okay. Next, after that, complex numbers. Complex numbers, biggest set means complex number set is biggest number set. Okay, So which number is in the form of a plus or minus ib? Such numbers are called complex numbers. Which number is in the form of a plus or minus ib, where a comma b belongs to real number? Such numbers are called complex numbers. So it is denoted by c is equal to root minus 2, root minus 3, root minus 4, comma root minus 5 and so on. But here root 2 comma root 3 comma root 4 already we know that here in the irrational number set is there. But here root minus 2, root minus 3, root minus 4 comma root minus 5 and so on. These are the complex numbers. Next, here complex numbers, one important point. Root minus 1 is equal to I. It is denoted by root minus 1 is equal to I. But root 1 is equal to 1 already we know that. But root minus 1 is equal to I. So squaring on both sides, root minus 1 whole square is equal to I square. So here square and root cancel, remaining minus 1 is equal to I square. So I square is equal to minus 1 or root minus 1 is equal to I. But for example, you take root minus 2 is equal to, it can be written as root of minus 1 into 2. So separate these two terms, root minus 1 into root 2. But root minus 1 is equal to I, already we know that I into 2. It can be written as I2 or 2I. So it can be written as root minus 2 is equal to 0 plus I2 or root minus 2 is equal to 0 plus 2I. ఈ వీడియో మీకు తెలుగులో కావాలనుకుంటే నేట్ తెలుగు అని మాకు టైప్ చేసి పంపించండి. Hi everybody, welcome to our channel. So today we are going to learn one important topic, that is how to find prime numbers from 1 to 100. Once again, how to find prime numbers from 1 to 100. It is very important. Okay, so number of prime numbers up to 100. So first of all, I am taking 1 to 10. There are 4 prime numbers are there. 2, 3, 5, 7. Total 4 prime numbers are there. Next 11 to 20. 11, 13, 17, 19. These are also 4 prime numbers are there. 21 to 30. 23, 29. Only 2 prime numbers are there. 31 to 40. 31 and 37. Only 2 are there. 41 to 50. 41, 43, 47. There are 3 prime numbers are there. 51 to 60. 53, 59. Only 2 prime numbers are there. 61 to 70. So 61, 67. There are 2 prime numbers are there. 71 to 80. 71, 73, 79. There are 3 prime numbers are there. 81 to 90. 83, 89. Only 2 prime numbers are there. 91 to 100. There are only one, that is 97 1 prime number are there. Okay, total from 1 to 100 these are the prime numbers. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89 and 97. These are the prime numbers. Okay, here 4, 4, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1 is there. So in the A, B, C, D, A for 1, B for 2, C for 3, D for 4. I am taking like this. So 4 means D. Again 4 means D. 2 means B. 2 means B. 3 means C. 2 means B. 2 means B. 3 means C. 2 means B. 1 means A. So D, D, B, B, C, again B, B, C, B, A. So it will be right here D, D, B, B, C, B, B, C, B, A. Total it is one formula, like one code. D, D, B, B, C, B, B, C, B, A. These are the prime numbers. Here 1 to 50. How many prime numbers are there? So add this one. 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3. Total these are the 15 prime numbers, and remaining 51 to 100, these are the 10. 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, these are the 10 and these are the 15. 15 plus 10, total 25 prime numbers are there. So from 1 to 100 there are 25 prime numbers are there.